I was honestly saving it for like if I go to prison sometime.
It should be illegal. You should be put in prison if you do it, where you put 4 minutes of the previous episode at the start of the episodes after the intro. So it's only 6 minutes of like shit that you've already seen and don't need to see.
That's,
like
in the industry, we call that shonen recap syndrome.
Yeah, and then 14 minutes of the actual episode, and then like 7 minutes outro. Somehow they find a way because they drag it out.
The last like 6 arcs of One Piece is that.
Yeah, I was about to say. I don't know how there are still anime only watchers of One Piece when that was like literally every episode for the past 6 years.
Because I remember the last I watched of One Piece was the Punk Hazard arc, and literally every fucking episode was like, here's an extended opening, and then 10 minutes of filler, 5 minutes of actual content, and then an extended ending.
It's because there's only one. They only adapt like one chapter per episode sometimes, and granted, the chapters are dense as fuck. You compare the chapters today of One Piece to like some of the early chapters, and it's like they like Oda added a light novel into his chapters in between these
so
like.
much dialogue
and there's so much dialogue, and it's so small and it's so concentrated. But I mean, it still doesn't add up to like one entire anime episode worth of content, in my opinion.
No.
Read the manga of One Piece.
Yeah, why should I, Gon? It's too long, Gon. It's too fucking big.
That's the worst argument I've ever heard anyone
What do
say.
you mean? I don't want to. It's like, why don't you get a degree, Connor? It's only 4 years. Come on, man. Why aren't you doing it? It's so good for you. I got a degree and it was shit.
Okay, but
if you enjoy the degree, then
okay. What if there's this really good thing, right? Do you want it to like end quickly?
No.
Or do you want it to keep going on for as long as possible? Because that's One Piece, right? Like you're talking about it like it's a commitment. Yeah. If you're into One Piece,
it is a commitment.
Like you could say the same thing about JoJo. You know what I mean?
I guess, but at least JoJo there's like parts, so you can like.
Yeah, well, One Piece there's arcs. Like
arcs are different to parts, though.
I don't know, man. I stopped at the Punk Hazard arc, and I could easily go back to it.
I wouldn't feel comfortable stopping mid arc.
No. But that's the thing.
In between arcs, I wouldn't feel comfortable.
No. But that's why I ended until the arc was over to like take a break.
Yeah, but I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that.
Why?
Because it's the same show. It's the same characters. They're still doing this adventure. I'm not finished. I can't just stop.
It doesn't matter because you're gonna get shonen recap syndrome at the beginning of the next one anyway.
Oh my god.
So it doesn't matter.
It's just I think the thing is because it's also daunting for the fact that if I get into it. It's great that there's that much, but it's also terrifying that there's that much.
But that's the thing, right? Like you're saying it in the pretense of like, oh, I'm probably not going to enjoy One Piece, right?
No. I'm saying what's worrying is if I do enjoy One Piece, because I'm not going to get anything done for like 5 years. I'm going to be there just fucking reading about how Luffy's arms are ripped off by Stretch Armstrong.
You're doing it with JoJo already.
I actually I completely get what you're saying because I was having this thought experiment of if I wasn't already into One Piece,
would you get into it?
Could I convince? Could future me or could I convince an alternate universe of me who hasn't seen One Piece to now get into One Piece? No. And I'm like, that is so fucking difficult. I don't know how I would convince myself to get into One Piece, but I mean,
my schedule is already pretty rammed with not reading manga, and the manga I do get to read is very small parts, and I wouldn't want to read something because I don't read several manga in one go.
Right.
I read one manga at a time.
Yeah.
I read it all. I go on to the next.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know why my brain just can't. I don't really enjoy.
Because I'm exactly the same.
I get that.
I'm exactly the same as Connor when I'm into something. When I'm into something,
it has to be that.
I am into something.
No, I get that.
I literally lost fucking 2 days of doing nothing because I caught up to Rent a Girlfriend, and that was just like my obsession for that 2 days.
Right,
and if Rent a Girlfriend was like 500 chapters, I would have just lost like.
Oh yeah. No, I dedicated like an entire month to just reading Baki.
Like how many chapters of One Piece is there?
Almost 1,000.
Yeah, but like on the flip side, I really value that because it's so like part of me as like part of me of like who is someone who has been an anime and manga fan for so long. I kind of miss the feeling like you had as a kid where you could just lose an entire week to just watching this anime.
Would you rewatch One Piece?
I have rewatched One Piece.
Is it even possible to rewatch One Piece?
Okay. Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah, man, you got that Steins Gate time machine or some shit? Like, how you doing that?
Okay, I've watched One Piece or basically up to the time skip all the way once, and then I've rewatched it again once, and then I've rewatched some of my favorite arcs.
How many episodes is that?
That's
multiple
like
times.
500-600
I fucking know it is, and this was back when I had time to watch anime. And I would just like whenever I had time,
when you
Man,
said
you really-
rewatch, right? I thought you were talking about like, oh, I've rewatched the Water 7 arc,
thought
or
about it.
I've rewatched Alabasta. I didn't think you
Man,
rewatched.
you're really showing your age. You need years to rewatch that, man. No wonder you're older than me. Like, fuck me. You need like 10 years.
I love how you compensate and be like, no, only up until before the time skip. I'm like, it's still like 400 episodes.
Okay, which is why like I was having trouble putting a shonen on because I'm just like, is there any shonen that I actually truly loved that I would think that I would go back anytime? Because I was gonna put Yu Yu Hakusho and I was thinking,
Not 7 Deadly Sins gone?
no, yeah, okay. You know my love for Seven Deadly Sins, right? But like One Piece to me will go down when it finishes. Will go down as one. Well, it already is one of the greatest anime / manga series
yeah,
of all
of
time.
course.
Yeah, of course.
But to me, when I think back, because One Piece isn't the perfect show. Right, yeah, I've rewatched One Piece. So,
No, I don't,
like,
does anyone claim it is?
Yeah, no, like everyone forgets about the lows of One Piece. Everyone forgets about the fucking
Sky Island.
Sky Island. I wasn't a fan of the Foxy arc, which was a filler canon arc that everyone doesn't talk about. You know what?
completely forgot about
You know what I mean?
What are these names? They don't sound these names don't sound fucking real.
Dressrosa was like it was way too long. It was dragged out to shit, but nothing, in my opinion, can touch the highs of One Piece. When One Piece is at its best, right? Yeah. I think it is the greatest thing you can find in anime.
I will stand by and say, even though I've watched every Maida Jun anime,
yeah,
I've cried more times watching One Piece than any other show.
When you have that many episodes, something's gonna hit, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck me.
But places that I wasn't expecting.
No. Like, there's plenty of shows that have a lot of episodes
Yeah.
and haven't had the highs that One Piece has.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know, Sazae-san, man, has some pretty Doraemon,
How do you know anything about
Doraemon has some pretty high highs, man.
But like what I find amazing about One Piece is it's been going on for like what, 20 years now?
Almost 30 now.
Almost like I can't remember when it started. I think it started in
96.
98 or 96 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I remember I've just caught up with the manga with like the Wano arc, which is now one of the longest arcs. It's so long that it has 3 parts. And it still has moments that make me feel fucking magical. This is like One Piece is like I watch some of the best moments in One Piece and I get reminded, this is why I fucking love anime. This is why I fucking love manga. Yeah. This is why I love this medium.
Did the author of One Piece like intend for it to be as long as it is? Or was it just like, fuck, it's just popular?
I think he had planned, because the thing about One Piece is that it's this long and yet there's foreshadowing that's happened like fucking hundreds of chapters.
Yeah. He's not from this planet.
That is being explored now, right? And I think he didn't expect it to be this long, but when he got popular, he realized he can explore basically every idea that he wanted.
A lot of people I feel kind of undermine Oda. Just because it's like, oh, yeah, he made One Piece, but whatever, it's so long, blah, blah, blah. But I think people, when you look deep into it, people really undermine his skill for storytelling. Because,
I mean, again, let's be honest, you have to be to keep how many people like captivated for
he's been #1 on Shonen Jump for the past like 15 years.
Yeah, you don't do that by luck.
No,
it's
not luck. No, you don't.
And like what I find amazing is it's been going on this long, and it's not it's not only still got fucking amazing moments in it, even in some of the greatest, in some of the latest chapters and some of the latest moments. But 2, no matter how far you go into One Piece, you feel like there's still an upswing. You still feel like he hasn't peaked yet. Yeah. And like, how do you write a story that's like almost 1,000 chapters long, and you still think, man, there's an upswing coming. There's something greater coming.
It's insane. Every time a new arc started.
Yeah.
And I would keep up to date with like what the manga readers were saying. Everyone would be like, how is it that the next arc is even better? Yeah. How does it keep getting better?
Yeah.
I thought this was the peak of One Piece, and then it just keeps getting better.
How does the hot dog stand arc keep just blowing me away? How does the Water Park Adventure Supreme arc keep blowing me away, man? The names don't make fucking sense.
No. It is literally that Pro ZD video where he talks about anime arc names, and like any One Piece fan who's watched that video knows that he's just calling out One Piece fans there, because we were literally talking about this video before the podcast started, and we were just me and Joey were just talking about the Big Mom arc, and then Connor was just like, oh yeah. Wait.
That's a real arc.
Are you guys serious?
I thought they were joking because it was like Big Mama's house or something. I thought that was the joke, like that.
But I felt that right. Like when I remember when I watched the Alabasta arc in One Piece, I was like, this is the greatest thing ever made.
Yeah.
And then Water 7 came out. I was like, how is it getting better?
And then the Whitebeard arc came out.
Guys, I hate to rush you, Garnt, but you have 9 anime to talk about.
I don't care.
So come on.
I can talk about One Piece and the fucking sun goes down.
Because
But
I feel like it's the same with One Piece, right? Because One Piece is so long. It's like The Simpsons, right? Where everything that could ever happen has probably happened. So you could be like, dude, my favorite episode is where like Homer Simpson becomes a crack addict. That's probably an episode of The Simpsons, right?
I mean, you
There's
could probably do that with One Piece right now. 'Cause you're the only one who hasn't seen it. So you could just randomly be like, yeah, I love that episode where Luffy and Chopper make out.
I love the part where the pirates find another band of pirates that are bad initially and then turn and are part of some military, and then they're like, dude, let's just be good. Let's help Luffy out, right?
Oh yeah, the Water 7 arc.
Is that like a thing? That's probably a thing, right?
That probably happened.
Probably something.
That was vague enough that...
if I keep it vague, right?
That could be about 4 different arcs in One Piece.
Yeah, because I know enough base information about One Piece. I still haven't read it yet. Again, I downloaded some chapters on my phone, but maybe one day.
So you're downloading a lot of chapters now, I see.
No, I have like 10 volumes downloaded, which isn't much.
How far into?
I don't fucking know.
Well, because we're approaching volume 100 of One Piece.
Yeah, we're approaching chapter 1000, I think, aren't we? Which is going to be a landmark. And yeah, 1,000 chapters. That's
Can you imagine? Dude, fucking 1,000 every week. 1,000 chapters.
I cannot fucking imagine.
That's 1,000 weeks at least minimum.
Because
is he married, the author?
I think so.
It's kind of interesting.
May then be the fact checker.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting actually because Oda Eiichiro,
I feel like you can't be married and make One Piece. Like it's pick one.
Well, it's
right?
so interesting because like I feel not a
he is married. Yes.
Okay, so because like not a whole lot about Oda is even known because he
Yeah.
so rarely makes any like TV appearances or like interview appearances because he's too busy fucking writing a chapter a week, right?
He's not just doing that because Oda, out of every author, is way more involved in the anime production as well.
Right, you're right.
normally
He helps
with
produce, right?
Yeah. With normally a lot of anime productions, people are just like, okay, there's the author, and then the author just gets sidelined, and they just continue doing their stuff, and maybe they'll watch the anime, you know. But you know, Oda's been involved in a lot of the anime production, which where does he find the time to do this? I don't know. How, like.
This man is like a time management machine.
As a Shonen Jump author, I don't know how you can have a life. Like, most authors don't have a life outside of their magazine. I mean, most of them have health complications because of how much they work.
Not to mention that, like, I swear, with every new chapter, Oda's art is just evolving. Like, it's getting more... Like, some of the recent chapters are so fucking detailed, where it's like, how do you draw this in a week?
Yeah, exactly. Like, people like to piss on One Piece character designs because, oh, it looks cartoonish, it looks childish.
They do look fucking weird.
They do look weird.
Yeah, but at least it's, like, so distinct to the point where you can look at a character and be like, oh, yeah, that's a One Piece character.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. But
Like-
you say
like-
about Simpsons, but you don't have any, like,
Well, yeah.
or a Family Guy character.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
But I would argue that, like, that's better than a fucking generic ass-looking character that could fit into any, like, you know, show of that caliber, right?
or any one of Oda's character designs is way more memorable than here's generic isekai protagonist number
That's true.
75 that
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like Kirito just reskinned.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like that's my I think that's my biggest problem with a lot of light novel adaptations is that you can tell light novel adaptations nowadays by just the character designs
How they look.
and just the art styles, right?
Yeah, because the character designs haven't changed from, like, 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like good-looking boy with average proportions with spiky hair. Color it in. A weird
Exactly.
color. There you go.
like even a lot of like the girls as well because I think one
His
of
pink-haired character.
Yeah, like one of my favorite female characters to come out of recent times is Mai Sakurajima from Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah.
And like I really liked all of the cast there and all of the characters, but my god, they have such forgettable character designs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Compared to some of the character designs from say like Monogatari or something like that.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it gets compared a lot to, and I see the same charm, but in terms of the memorability of the character designs, it's just Bunny Girl Senpai just looks like the most generic.
Well, I mean, that's why they had to...
That was only one of the reasons I just didn't watch it.
Well, that's why they had to put her in a bunny costume, right? To like differentiate between all the other characters.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of anime characters just like silhouette or eyes, right? You can just, you know.
Right. And like, you know, I would argue again, like that's I think one of the strong suits about One Piece, right? Is that like because the characters look so fucking wacky, you can immediately tell that's a One Piece character.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's the way I describe Oda is it's like you're reading a story with from someone who has the imagination of a 10-year-old, but the writing skills of like George R. Martin or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so weird because you see a character like this cross-dressing ballerina, for example, and you're like, what is this wacky
Number
character?
3.
Yeah. Mr. Two. So Mr. Two. Yeah, Mr. Two.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I always get the numbers mixed up.
Mr. Two, Bon Clay Summer.
Yeah, Mr. Green Eggs and Ham. I love him too. He's great. I love that guy.
But yeah, you see his character design for the first time, and you're just like, this. I'm never gonna give a shit about this character. And then he ends up in later arcs bringing you to tears sometimes, and you're just like, how did this happen? How did he make? How did Oda make me care about this person right now that you can see on screen?
Yeah.
Anyone who hasn't watched One Piece is probably looking at this being like, what the
Who is
fuck?
this clown?
Who is this literal clown? You know what I mean?
That's your weekly jack off to One Piece segment of the podcast.
Yeah, as we're gonna do every week now, for example.
Well, we're gonna do every week until you
start reading it. And
If I read it, will it become a fucking One Piece podcast?
No.
it won't. But it might become more of a manga podcast or an anime podcast.
I mean, I'll spend like 20 hours reading a manga. My review will be like, yeah, it's all right.
So what would you give out of 10, Claymore?
6.
6?
I see.
Really?
I don't want to read anyone else's reviews of manga at all. I don't want to know because I feel like right now because I don't
head out
because I don't touch anything with the reviews in terms of manga. I don't know what the popular opinion is. I don't know if I should go into a thing it's good or bad. I just see something and I'm like, I'll read that and make up my own choice.
Yeah.
Counterpoint then, because I got okay.
Sure.
Do you think you need to watch all of One Piece
I was
in
gonna
order
say,
to be able
like,
to
this
review
is-
it?
yeah.
Right?
Like there's some shows where the length is so absurd
Yeah.
that like it would be completely unrealistic to expect like a reviewer who's their job to get through all of this media. And
Yeah.
also, imagine how much you would fucking hate your job if you were like, I have to review One Piece.
And that's why I stopped reviewing anime.
I think with One Piece, you're not gonna no one is gonna be like, I'm gonna review all of it as a whole. Usually, if you're reviewing One Piece, you're going like episode by episode, or at least arc by arc.
Yeah, because like I feel like you need to watch enough of something to at least get a taste or a feeling about what this show is about and what it can achieve. Because like to me, if I hear someone like judge One Piece, I ask, okay, how far have you gotten, right? Yeah. Like if someone drops it in like the first few arcs, I'm just like, well, you didn't even scratch the surface into what One Piece can do. If they watch until Alabasta, they still don't like it, I'm like, okay, I understand. Maybe One Piece just isn't for you at that point, right?
I think it's all about like what percentage of the overall show you actually consume, right? Because it's like, you know, if you, as you said with the One Piece thing, if you only watched like up until the Alabasta arc, you know, in retrospect, that's a very small percentage of the show. That's only a bite size.
Still fucking
But
massive.
we still have to be specific though on reviewing capacity.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And just casual viewing. Of course, no one has to watch all of One Piece to be like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like if you're just watching, you're like, I'm not really into it. Like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And I often tell people, I say, kind of like what you said, if you watch Arlong Park and after that still don't give a shit,
Yeah.
then I don't think it's gonna work for you.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it's like, okay, let's say, like you said, as a casual viewer, it doesn't matter if you drop it, right?
Yeah.
But for me as well, it's like if the reviewer also feels the same way where he's like, I'm cutting out here. I'm like, okay, that's something I can kind of relate to. Because I wouldn't sit through it and just dredge through it just because I have to, I feel like I have to finish it.
It's going to depend on the context of what the reviewer is doing, right? If the reviewer is like, if it's someone just asking it, what do you think about One Piece? It's like, oh, I watched up to this point, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if you're putting out like a video like, is One Piece good or bad or whatever, like...
That's such a loaded question as well.
and also, you know, bringing in like a long show like One Piece, then you're going to have some exceptions.
Yeah.
Because that would be something you would expect to be reviewed in chunks.
Yeah.
I feel like there's every anime fan base.
One Piece love to pretend they're not like that, but One Piece fans are
Oh
like,
my god,
like
One Piece
the
is
worst.
way worse. I promise you, like as someone who watched JoJo and is currently watching One Piece, One Piece was way worse with respect to like how much they were like, bro, you have to watch One Piece. And it's like a biblical text. Like it's too many episodes. So you're like, I don't have that kind of time
Like,
commitment.
which arc are you on? I'm on the New Testament.
Yeah. It's like I don't have that kind of time commitment. Like I can't do this. This is, and then you get into it and you're like, oh my god, it's so good.
Yes, we did it, One Piece fans.
It's the OG cult in Japan.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it's like the most popular cult.
Yeah.
I have people now in my fan base that just like don't know me for politics, but just like listen to me talk about One Piece because like I have thousands of fan channels on YouTube, right? Like I don't have any IP or anything, so I'm like, whatever, let it ride. Who cares?
Yeah.
There's this one fan channel that made an edit about how I like used to talk shit about One Piece and I started watching it. And those videos independently, this channel's got like 10K subs or something, like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
That video got like 100,000 views on its own. And now he's just like detailing and documenting every single episode and every single arc that I like summarize basically as I'm watching it. And like there is a fan base for that.
People love One Piece. And obsessed with everything.
Which is a very political anime, Connor.
It's okay. Well,
it is a very political anime.
He told me One Piece is very political.
Yes.
What aspect?
Oh my God. Yes, I love this. Okay. This is going to piss off everybody, but I'm so right about this, even though like okay, first of all, every single arc, well, other than like the first couple of arcs, every single arc quite literally details like leftist politics, which I think Oda is. Oda is 100%. Oda is 100% a leftist, first of all. He has a Che Guevara photo in his studio. 100%. Look it up. Established fact. I have assets. I can pull it up.
I got the receipts.
Sure, I want to see this.
I can pull this up. Okay,
hold on. All right.
Okay.
What else?
Okay, so that's number one. Number two, which arc are you on? I don't want to like spoil anything.
He's
I
Thriller
just
Bark.
finished. I just
Thriller
finished,
Bark.
Water 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thriller Bark kind of sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. That's the ending is great, but like everything else is kind of mid. But it's fine because what comes after is so good.
Everyone says this.
Okay,
He's right. He's right though.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Let him cook. But that means you watch Alabaster, right?
Yeah.
Which is definitely political, but like not as aggressively. But it's about like resource deprivation, things like that. But then Skypiea, which again may be a little bit too long as an arc, is quite literally about like indigenous populations being removed from their land and like violently trying to find autonomy and emancipation through violent means directly against like an enemy that is much more powerful than them.
Right.
That is like, that's like a land back movement, which is inherently very political, very leftist.
I feel like I watched I read a different
I know. I was trying to describe this to him. He's like, what are you talking about? It's
I was
about,
like, man, I saw funny gum man.
No, One Piece is about having fun with your friends and being free.
Yeah,
what?
Exactly.
I mean, first of all, Luffy is a terrorist. He is. I mean, he literally is. He's fighting.
I hate that you're kind of right.
Yes,
I fucking hate that you're kind of right.
Yeah, he is a freedom fighter in the most like honorable sense of the word.
Yeah.
He is quite literally fighting against an unjustifiable, corrupt military apparatus that is like holding the entire world hostage, the world government and the Navy. He's literally killing cops. Like he's killing sea cops and motherfuckers are like, no, that's not politics. What do you mean? That's just like gum man having fun.
I mean, the thing is, like, I remember you saying this yesterday when we were having dinner, and I was just like, I think with One Piece, just because of the art style and just the way things are, funny rubber man. Yeah. Of course, you can take it at that level, and it's still very, very interesting stories. But if you break down some of the stuff that happens, half of it is Luffy going up against a corrupt government or corrupt.
Bro, you need to start an anime analysis channel. Like, I would legitimately watch like a 15-minute breakdown of this.
Luffy is a leftist. And
No,
why
but it's
Luffy
like
would play Hogwarts Legacy.
I'm not even. Well, there's trans representation in that too, but we're not gonna get into that right now.
Yeah.
But as far as like Oda goes, I mean, there's the I think like Dragons. I mean, I don't want to like spoil anything, but Oda has talked about how Dragon's design was inspired in part by revolutionaries like Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
He has a Che Guevara photo in his office. I believe.
Okay.
I don't know this part yet. I'm not at that part yet, so I can't speak on this. But I think Dragon's ship is literally the same name as Fidel Castro's ship.
Okay, but here's the thing. I think sometimes, especially when you see this a lot in Japanese manga, sometimes authors will put shit in there just because it looks cool.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Right? Sometimes it's like, the curtain is blue kind of like argument. Sometimes you look at something and it's a reference to some Western media or Western history. And a lot of the times it's just Japanese people find Western things that find Western things cool.
It's too many. It's too many coincidences. Listen. The Bolivarian Revolution in Cuba was conducted with a yacht that was used to transport 82 fighters of the Cuban Revolution from Mexico to Cuba. Okay. The yacht's name is Granma, without a D, Granma, which is the exact same. Is the exact same name as a dragon's ship. Like come on, that's not like that. He didn't just see that and was like, because like you have to be like really invested. You have to be a weeb for communism to like put that in there.
I think he's just a weeb for history, honestly. Like,
yeah,
with the amount of lore that One Piece has, One Piece has some of the most intricate world building in my opinion, any piece of media.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's obviously one of the most intricate worlds in anime and manga, but I think it's up there with like some of the best worlds that have been in any like book, movie, or TV series, right? And you can't do that without doing a fuck ton of history on just the history of the world. Being
for sure
being inspired by a lot of events that might have taken place in real world history.
I'm just saying it points too many fingers in one direction. Here's a photo from Oda's office space where he has like his airsoft guns and then like a photo of Che Guevara right in there. I'm just saying.
Dude, he's come prepared.
I have the receipts. If you want to see it. There you go.
Okay, I mean, airsoft's pretty popular in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still giving Oda the benefit of the doubt. He's just really into airsoft. That's all.
It's really popular here.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so that's definitely a spicy one because like a lot of people watch anime and like don't really think about like who's making it or how they're making it or what they intend to do with their art. So like, I know a lot of people will watch that and still be like, "Yo, fuck that." That's not the case.
I think a lot of people view anime as being almost non-political.
I am getting to a breaking point now. Because motherfucking One Piece fans, man, I don't know
what's happening.
I don't know when this is started to happen. Because to me, like when I grew up with One Piece was always like the least popular,
like a sleeper hit.
Yeah, the sleeper one out of like Bleach and Naruto.
It was the most chill out of the big three.
You know, One Piece fans were like the most chill because everyone was like, "Yo, Naruto, yo, Bleach," and One Piece fans are like, "Yo, we actually have a good show." You know, just ignore the art style. Don't worry, it's a really good story. Just get to it. And now, at this current point in time, I feel like One Piece fans are becoming the new Dragon Ball fans.
Oh,
and by the time this episode is getting released, I am going to hazard a guess that they have fully transformed into the new Dragon Ball fans.
You know why that happened though? Because there's no Naruto and Bleach equivalent to keep them humble.
I think whenever a show hits a level of popularity, it just happens though.
Yeah, I mean, it is a level of popularity, but I feel like they are getting so fucking insufferable now. And I feel like a lot of this is around the, I mean, this is probably the most spoiled fucking thing in any popular media because guys, did you know that Gear 5 exists and it's like the anime of that episode is like coming out soon. I would like to keep it light on spoilers, but I've seen fucking massive exhibits of just like this new Luffy form that they've just built, and I'm just like, are people not even trying anymore?
No, like the anime exhibit thing in Japan, they just don't give a fuck.
My Twitter has just been like unfucking bearable recently, and a lot of that is just to do with One Piece fans.
They're spoiled.
Huh?
They got too much good shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here being like, I am a One Piece fan. I love One Piece. It's one of my favorite anime series of all time. And now I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to like One Piece. I don't want to be associated with.
It hasn't reached levels of Rick and Morty though, right?
I think it's getting there. I think it's getting there. I literally saw a tweet.
Oh god!
This morning, that was literally like it was like part of like the paneling of like Gear 5, and there is like this one panel of something that Luffy does, and it's not like a double page spreader. It's like something in the background that Luffy does in this form, and they're like, this is how this power works. He isn't just doing X. He is literally like adjusting the molecules of his bodies to do this. And I'm like, motherfucking One Piece fan, when they see one panel when they call Oda like God, you know what I mean? Like Luffy taking a fucking shit. This is like foreshadowing to like an arc that came 5 arcs later, I'm like, oh my fucking
Dude,
god.
I'm waiting for the One Piece. I'm waiting for the One Piece power scaling videos.
I guess that's what happens though when you have such a long running show with so many rewarding callbacks or mentions of prior information. Is that you start to think like he's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Like-
exactly what
like,
happened.
I'm sure there's a good chunk of what Oda writes where he just makes it the fuck up on the spot.
Well, that's
'Cause
exactly
you got
what
it.
happened with like Naruto and Bleach as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it went on for so long that people just started to come up with these like crazy fan theories that neither of the, creators ever, said was legit.
Yeah.
And then you just have people like shitting all over the fan base because they're just so hyperactive.
Yeah.
And it's just like a never-ending spiral. And now I feel One Piece has gone to that point again because there's no season, at least in the general consensus, that is on par or even above One Piece that is as long-running as One Piece. So now they're just in like an unstoppable mode. They're like,
I also think though as well, we're probably in a time where we see a lot more negativity on social media in general,
of course.
because it's rewarded more right now, like about retweet culture. So I think it's probably a mixture of that, like One Piece getting more hype, but then also social media websites rewarding more dunking or controversial takes.
It's all just like, I guess, like sensationalized.
Yeah.
Because like people are just like, by the time this is released, obviously the Gear 5 episode is going to be released.
Spoilers.
But half of my
time for the goddamn anime.
Huh?
Ain't nobody got time for that anime, bro.
Half the people
It's too
calling
long.
this like half my timeline in terms of like One Piece has just been, this is already the most iconic transformation in anime of all time. Dragon Ball fans are dead. Don't worry, Dragon Ball's time is over. Gear 5 Luffy is better than Super Saiyan Goku. And I'm just like, what? Can you not like something without dunking on something else? Is that just not like is that not like a possibility here?
Yeah, but I mean, Dragon Ball fans were already doing that to their own fan base. When like Super Saiyan Blue came out, everyone was like, "Yo, this is the pinnacle! Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 3 ain't shit compared to this."
Yeah, I guess I thought One Piece fans were better.
I thought they were more civilized than
I
Dragon
thought
Ball
we
fans.
were more civilized. Motherfuckers just can't like something. Like, did you see like?
No, it's probably all the Dragon Ball fans that were like, "I'm not gonna watch Super anymore." Hey, One Piece though, and then they just migrated over to the One Piece fandom. It's the same fandom.
Yeah, because I saw like Charlie got like a lot of at least heat on Twitter, which I know is not real heat, but it's Twitter people being Twitter people.
Yeah, for sure.
But it just like blows my mind where he came out to be like, I finally like One Piece. Charlie, most critical, finally likes One Piece. He
Good on
just
him.
doesn't like Luffy.
Okay.
And then a lot of people just absolutely hated him for that. And I'm like,
How could you not like the main character?
I think for like half, at least a good chunk of the start, Luffy is the worst character.
yeah. I mean, Luffy is.
I mean, he's just like gone, but like if Gon never grew up.
I think Luffy has his own charms as like a protagonist, but he's not my favorite character in One Piece. But I can understand as a One Piece fan why someone would not be the biggest fan of Luffy. I see someone like Charlie being like, I'm finally liking One Piece, and I see that I get excited.
That's a dub.
I'm like, this is a fucking dub.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah. You don't like Luffy? Okay, understandable. Have a nice day. But yo,
There's
Water
plenty of
7,
other
Ennis Lobby,
characters.
fuck yeah.
There's plenty of other characters you
Yeah.
can fall in love with,
And then I see like a lot of One Piece fans being like, fuck Charlie. Fuck, he doesn't
He's not a real One Piece fan.
he doesn't like One Piece the right way. And I'm like, oh,
Like, shut the fuck up,
motherfucker.
Shut the fuck
this
up.
is pissing me off so
my
much.
God.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one thing that I've noticed, and one thing where, there's been a few instances where I've liked something and the fan base has just made it a lot harder to like it as well.
So are you convinced now, or are you contemplating to say that you're not a One Piece fan anymore because of that?
I'm not there yet, because
okay.
I do still really, really fucking like One Piece.
Yeah.
It's still fucking great.
Yeah.
But
you're not going to be as vocal about it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking.
That's what happened with me, dog.
It's
Aside from bread, one question we got asked at every show.
Yep.
Every show was our opinion of the One Piece live action.
Yes.
Which, by the time this has come out, should have come out about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, maybe.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well,
I got one episode left to watch.
Oh yeah.
So I've watched 7 episodes.
okay, because I've only seen the first 2, and I'm saving the rest of it for
Okay.
my flight back.
I've watched it all. So
okay.
yeah,
It's 8 episodes, right?
It's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
And that's that review. Thank you very much.
That's that segment, everyone.
Listen, like I'm watching it and I'm having a good time, but it's like I'm not like desperate to keep watching. You get what I mean? Like I don't feel.
Do you feel like that's because you already are into One Piece?
I think there's definitely part of that.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to watch it with a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's way easier to go from that to the manga rather than vice versa.
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
Because like obviously I have preconceived notions of segments I really liked, and when they changed them, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, it's hard to get rid of that. So like,
yeah.
I think like honestly, this is honestly like one of the best live action adaptations I've ever seen.
I think
It's definitely
as an adaptation, it is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
As a standalone TV series, which I think is important to judge,
Yeah.
like not just as an adaptation, I think it's like a fun 7 or 8 out of 10 show.
I'd say I would give the entire One Piece live action like an 8 or 7.5 maybe.
Yeah,
Which
it's like
for a live action
Which
is
for live
crazy.
action.
like I don't feel like I could show it to normies.
No, actually,
I don't think I could.
I think. Okay, here's the
like
thing.
Proper normies.
Yeah, no, okay. This showed me, the One Piece live action showed me the power of like why people are trying to make live action anime adaptations. So like I get a message from my cousin before the show. And he's like the biggest fucking normie of all time, you know what I mean? And it's not just him, his wife as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Both totally like uninterested in anime at all. And I get a message being like, oh, I know this is totally like not anime, but we watched the One Piece live action.
That's pretty good. Okay,
And
maybe I'm wrong.
we're actually like, not just me, but my wife as well. We're actually really interested in getting into the anime.
Oh, wow.
And
Good fucking luck with that.
and I was talking to Sydney's brother as well, who you know is more of a
yeah,
nerd,
he
but
does not,
definitely
yeah.
not the anime type of
Gotcha,
nerd. You
sure.
know, he watched the One Piece live action and he was like, "Fuck, I did not think I would enjoy that, but that was really good."
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just have too. Maybe I'm too.
Yeah.
You know, we've had to hide in the shadows for so long, anime fans.
Yeah.
Be very careful about which anime we
It's the
recommend.
preconceived notion of like, oh, the live action is for
Yeah.
the anime fans only, right? Yeah.
But I think that's like, so like watching live action, I think there's two amazing things that they did. One was obviously, I think like one of the biggest weaknesses was, you know, there are some moments, especially I think during Arlong Park, that don't hit as hard as they did in the original anime or
Right,
manga.
right.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
That's
you
fair.
know, I think like in my personal opinion, the Arlong Park arc needed maybe an extra episode just to really flesh out.
Dude, it's kind of. Did you feel like other segments had too many episodes? Because
Yes, I felt like Usopp's arc had one too many episodes.
It was too long.
Yeah,
it was
and
too long.
I felt like Arlong Park could have used that extra episode because that was like one of the hardest hitting moments. I mean, it wasn't like the moment was bad. It just definitely did not hit as hard as it did in the anime or manga, just because there was way less screen time. But you know, you still had the important moments and everything like that.
Yeah.
Sanji having a British accent took me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie, like a London accent. I was like, "Whoa, I did not expect that for Sanji."
Luffy, it's Sanji.
He's kind of he's kind of like that. What you mean, my cooking's bad?
I really liked that though.
No,
Garp being Scottish and
was
just,
Garp,
it
yeah.
just like worked.
I think it all like I actually like the casting. I actually all enjoy. There's not a single casting I didn't enjoy.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
all of them were pretty spot on.
I also like the fact that they didn't resort to using like high profile actors and actresses as
Yeah.
well.
I also like that there was a lot of the. It looked kind of goofy at times, but a lot of them were like just like practical effects for the costumes.
Yeah.
like they were like Arlong looks fucking weird, but
Yeah.
he would look weird. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad he looks fucking weird and cursed.
the best way I can say it, which is one amazing thing that they did, is despite how fucking goofy and stupid all the character designs
So
are,
fucking stupid.
they never felt like anime. You know, they felt like they.
Some of them felt anime.
I mean, they always felt like they existed in its own fictional world, right? It didn't feel like I was watching like a Japanese live action anime adaptation where it was just like everyone
try to act like anime
where they try to
characters,
act like
yeah.
anime characters. I just felt like these just were goofy characters in a goofy world. It almost felt like, you know how have you guys ever seen like a stage play or something like that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so you know how when you're watching a stage
Yeah, it's
play,
like that.
you
Yeah, I
have
felt like that.
you have props that are meant to represent something, and it's not like a fucking Hollywood set. It's just a simple
simple stage set or a prop that is just meant to give you the idea. That's what it felt like. You knew that these practical effects and these like makeup effects, you knew that it doesn't exist in the real world, but they sold it enough that in your mind you kind of like you allowed your suspension of disbelief to really go into this fictional world, because one of the thing I really think that the One Piece live action did correctly was really sell you on the whole world of One Piece, you know, this fictional the world building of One Piece with like all of these different factions, the fishmen and everything as well.
I didn't realize how, I won't lie, it did piss me off after a while where he kept saying, I'm going to become king of the pirates. When you read it, it isn't that annoying, but he said it like every 2 minutes and I was like, okay, I get it, Luffy, I get it that it's your thing and you do this a lot, but my god, stop. And also there's a few moments I think it did a lot of amazing things and it was really fun. There were a few moments where the dialogue really did take me out of it for a moment and I felt like it could have been a little bit better. So? Oh fuck! I was watching episode 6, and it felt like there was like I can't remember. There was one scene where they like, I think they were around the bed, and there was just this scene where it felt like they were all just talking separately, and they weren't talking to each other, and it was really weird.
Like NPCs.
It was very bizarre. It was like a really weird conversation because then there was some other conversations that were really good. Like every Garp scene, I thought that it was kind of interesting how they did this dialogue. But there's also did you see the when I watched it, I thought it was a weird transition, and then I'm so glad that someone posted it on Twitter and thought this was a weird transition because I felt so validated. There's a transition when they did with with the Go board.
Oh, I remember that.
And it was so fucking weird. They did a transition where they put a piece on the Go board and then the Go piece transitioned into Luffy's hat top down. It was a very janky transition. And then they also walked on their mark kind of weird, like Luffy didn't start walking until someone walked next to him, so as if to say his mark. It was kind of weird. It was a very nitpick, but it was those kind of things that like kind of you kind of get like for a moment you're like, this is a show. And you know, those are very, very, very slight nitpicks, but I think I think it's when you watch a show like this and everyone's getting so hyped around it, I think it is fair to be like, hey, it's okay to have some things you didn't like and have some concerns,
because I do feel like there were so many micro decisions that I noticed that maybe not a lot of people noticed that I think really worked well.
There's some very good quality of life changes.
Like I felt it was fucking genius to have only certain characters shout out attack names. Right? Because I think there is only Luffy, Buggy, and at the end Sanji who shouts out attack names. And it all felt in character. Like because I was wondering when I was watching the trailer, if people shout out attack names, it's gonna be cheesy as fuck. But you know, when Luffy shouts out, when Buggy shouts out, I'm like, all right, you know, because it's Luffy and Buggy.
That's their character.
But everyone else is just like, it's just a normal fight scene, and I thought that was fucking genius.
Because I don't know if I could, you know, like maybe take Zoro seriously if he was like Onigiri,
Santoryu, with like the fucking sword in his mouth, and it'd be like,
I guess now that I'm really done with it and I'm like, I would like to watch more. My concern is, how do you make more?
How do you make Chopper?
Okay,
that's the biggest
There's
question.
a lot of characters, a lot of fights that get really weird, really bizarre, and I feel like the start of One Piece is when it's most adaptable in terms of one-to-one live action, because
like simplicity, right?
Because it's the gum, the gum shit is weird, but I mean they did a great job animating that stuff. But how when it gets really fucking weird, also it's long. These characters are going to get old. The actor's going to get old. The budget is crazy. Like, how do you go about this?
I would like to see more as well. That's why I actually really hope that.
I want more. So
I definitely want more because I feel like they would give a little more time now that they know that it is a success. It is popular, especially when it gets Alabasta. That gets more than 2 episodes.
What was it, like $17 million on average an episode? Was it?
Sheesh.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. I saw it. I can make it up. Can we fact check? How much? What was the budget of the One Piece?
But I guess to answer your question while we're checking, one thing that I was actually like very impressed with in terms of like the writing, which was like I was so scared of going into the One Piece live action, is I call it fucking Marvel syndrome.
Yeah,
I was spot
$17.27
on.
million per episode.
Per episode,
$138 million for the first season.
That's we'll get at the Marvel Center. That's a lot of money. The level of success that it needs to sustain that is good. I think it's got it. I think it's proven that it's value in it.
Yeah, the set design was insane.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope that they can keep the budget going and the show can keep popping off, because I want to see more of it.
Yeah, because as I was saying, I think the reason why the goofiness kind of worked was like it didn't do this thing which I think a lot of Hollywood films and especially Marvel movies do, where when like something weird happens, especially like there's a thing in like Ant-Man, the new Ant-Man, where one of the characters looks fucking like atrocious, like an abomination, and the entire joke is just everyone laughing at how stupid this guy looks. Look at this big guy with this like wide face. It's so funny. And considering how many weird things happen in One Piece, there was never a single moment where the joke was, wow, that just happened. That was weird. I just saw a clown.
Yeah, they never pointed out.
Yeah, they never pointed it out, and that like that. Look at that.
They always felt like they trusted the joke.
They
had faith in it.
Yeah, and like think like subconsciously, because none of the characters felt it was weird.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was weird because no one pointed out how weird it was. So I was like, oh, this is just normal to exist in this world. Yeah. So even if some things looked out of place, none of the characters really drew attention to it, so I didn't draw attention to it, and I thought that was fucking genius in terms of the writing.
Totally.
Yeah,
I hope we get more, and I hope it doesn't take forever. Obviously, there's a lot of strikes going on right now, so we're probably not gonna,
probably not gonna be for a while,
which sucks because I wonder if they're gonna have to do like a James Cameron approach where you film as much of it now while the actors are all still young.
Yeah,
because oh my god, this is gonna be, if they do it. If they film it as they're like, I guess, reaching it, it'll be like, what, like 15 years?
Well, how long did the One Piece live action take for production again? It was like,
I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, I think.
I think it was longer than that.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously...
It's like 4 or 5 years.
Apparently the script's ready, the next one.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But they just need to, the strikes need to be agreed on, and prices and stuff, which obviously means that it's, we're not going to see it for a while.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad, because the one thing that kind of sucks about current TV is that because they have to wait to see how a show does, we often have massive gaps between season 1 and 2 of shows, because back in the day they'd be like, oh yeah, this is a good pilot, give it 900 episodes.
Yeah.
And so you'd get a lot, and it was good. Late 2024, early 2025. That means early 2025 for sure.
Yeah,
there's no way
that definitely means early 2025.
At earliest, there's no way. Yeah, so we're gonna have to wait like 2 years. Until
so I don't know if this is a hot take. It might be a hot take.
Okay.
I think
I know what you're gonna say
that the One Piece live action is a better introduction than the anime.
Okay, wait. Does this include the manga?
It does. It does not.
This is a big thing to say now. You need to be very careful.
I have to be careful, but
I think the anime is fine to say that, because I think a lot of people agree that the anime is extremely slow when it starts, and the pacing is the main issue and the reason why a lot of people get turned off. And I think this is the fact that we get through 10 volumes in what doesn't feel like too long.
Okay,
I think that's fair.
So yes, if I knew the person was an anime fan or like already into like anime and manga, I would recommend the manga.
Yeah.
But if it's someone who maybe has no interest in anime or manga, I would actually recommend the live action over any other One Piece media to get them into the world of One Piece.
No, I agree with that.
How many episodes does it take for them to finish Arlong Park in the anime?
52.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's just too much. That's
That's a lot.
That's just too much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, if you cut down the One Piece live action, it'd be what, 20 episodes?
Yeah,
because it's like about an hour.
I think I think Arlong Park is definitely stronger in the anime.
For sure,
I think
I believe that.
For like the trade-off you get for like the impact of Arlong Park and maybe some of like Sanji's arc hitting less strongly with the anime, I think that's offset by just how streamlined the live action is. It feels way more streamlined. There's a lot of fats that has been trimmed off.
I agree.
And just the way that characters get introduced, I feel like, because in like the anime or the manga, it's like every character one episode at a time gets introduced, and you're like, okay, when are we going on this adventure? It's a very sluggish start, whereas in the live action we get like Nami and Zoro just introduced at once, and you get that one thing that I really like, you almost get that instant chemistry between the the banter between the three of them, almost like after episode 1. And that's what I love about One Piece.
Yeah, I think it makes sense though, because like especially with the manga, for instance, like, you know, it was the story was just starting off, so I think Oda was still trying to get a footing on like, okay, what's the general vibe I want to go with when introducing these characters, or like, you know, what's like the most best way to do it. So I think he was like kind of testing out a lot of things in terms of like how to streamline that story, whereas now that it's been so established, and you know, he was part of the writing team for the live action, he was just like, all right, I know exactly what I did right, what I did wrong when I first started the manga. So we're just gonna cut off all the, you know, shit parts that I included in the manga and just like make it so that straight up.
I was very skeptical. I was like, I don't know how well he'll know how to translate it to film or be able to assist with that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think the writing team crushed it.
Totally.
And obviously having his supervision probably definitely helped. It's cool. I'm just glad it worked out. I'm just happy. I'm happy we got something that's great. And I just hope that now it doesn't struggle to get off and get into season 2 and 3.
I really hope it doesn't start a trend of now. I mean, it's already started the trend.
Live action?
Everyone wants to do live action anime.
I mean,
now.
look at...
Well, My Hero Academia live action is in the works right now.
Look at the budget and the amount of time and the amount of care there's to go in to make just a good live action adaptation. Like, this is ungodly amounts of resources to make this
so
work.
upcoming live action adaptations.
Oh my god, Yu Yu Hakusho.
But I think we're going to see something interesting when One Piece comes to an end, because it's going to be the very first globally popular franchise, because One Piece somehow is only getting more and more popular now as it's gone on. It's going to be a show that has gone on for like 20-30 years, and people will have grown up with One Piece and seen it come to its conclusion. And I think the fucking power of that when it ends is something that I can't think of another franchise that will like come close to grasping that kind of power, where you have a whole generation of anime fans now that are going to grow up, see One Piece come to its conclusion, and that's going to be the most important like kind of show that's stuck with them in their lives.
I mean, I guess like Naruto kind of got close in that sense, but
we can't decide the wonders based on what could happen.
Might be a new wonder. Might be a new wonder.
I just feel like One Piece hasn't ended, so we can't have that conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
Also,
right now, Dragon Ball fans, you have the thrones.
Also, who's to say they won't fucking like Boruto that shit? You know what I mean? They'll be like,
when's Two Piece coming out?
Luffy had a kid, and the thing is that he's made of stone instead of rubber. And it's called Rock Piece. You know, it's called Rock. I just feel like One Piece, they'll never let it die. I feel like they're gonna do something with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they're already like doing, you know, like spin-off, like side character based like manga series and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean they did a whole one for Ace and like his backstory. So yeah,
fuck me.
Yeah, man. Illustrated by the guy who made Dr. Stone, which is actually really good. I would recommend it.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Even I read that.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, all right, they're probably going to end up doing that. But as of right now, we can't really. Yeah, that's the other thing we should figure out. Like, is currently ongoing series acceptable to be put into the Mount Rushmore?
I think if they've had a big enough impact.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think One Piece hasn't had the same impact yet as Dragon Ball.
Not yet, but I think there might be a point in the future where it does have the same impact to like a generation of anime fans as Dragon Ball.
I mean, it's getting there.
Maybe even more. Yeah.
I think it's like it's at like the same level, honestly, right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You better watch out. You better watch out, Dragon Ball fans. The One Piece fans are going
Dragon
to
Ball
get.
fans haven't had anything good in like 10 years and they still care. Actually, you know what? I am shocked. One Piece isn't in the top 10.
I'm not surprised by that.
It's crazy to me to think that more people have watched Tokyo Ghoul, Hunter x Hunter, Naruto.
I'm not surprised by that just purely because of the sheer length of One Piece.
But Hunter x Hunter's long too. I'm surprised people have watched more of Hunter x Hunter than
Yeah, I'm not surprised either, because a lot of people get confused when I say, hey, One Piece wasn't that like out of the big three, it wasn't that popular. And I remember like modern anime fans called me up being like, what the fuck are you talking about? One Piece is like right now it is one of the most popular
I saw
anime.
that because someone called you out for it, and then all the comments were like, no, he's right.
Yeah.
Let my boy cook.
Like, there was a time when people were clowning on One Piece fans.
That's why I never got into it.
And it was not because One Piece fans were insufferable at the times. It's because no one was watching One Piece at the time.
Yeah, the reason why I never even got into One Piece, I just knew it always existed, is because no one spoke about it when I was getting into anime, which was like 2013, 2013 to like 2000. Like
It was a quiet favorite for a lot of people. During that period.
because the 4Kids dub just ruined so much of One Piece's
God,
image.
yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, my favorite anime opening.
All right, what's
Like,
on your short list
okay,
then?
like if we're going back in time, like first time I saw Gear Second, I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Nah, I don't think that was crazy.
It's not
He just
crazy.
gummed
It's
the
not
fucking-
crazy nowadays because we're up to fucking Gear 5. But if you think back to when One Piece was at that point and you saw Gear Second, you're just like, what the fuck?
I don't even think that's the most iconic scene in One Piece.
What's the most iconic scene?
I don't know, crying to a ship.
Yeah, that was kind of iconic. The hands up.
Yeah,
Hands up too.
That's how the fuck do we pick one iconic scene from One Piece? Like, that's just
Burning the Marine flag.
yeah, fuck.
That's an iconic scene.
Let's just go through all the best fucking scenes. Like, yeah, the fucking declaring war.
Yeah.
Every,
Ace.
yeah,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Don't spoil, please.
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah.
That's why I only just said Ace.
like Luffy putting the hat on Nami.
Oh,
Like, oh. Let's just put all of One Piece. Let's just put all of One Piece on
number
there.
one iconic anime moment: the existence of One Piece.
How do we pick one?
We have One Piece Uno cards.
That makes it more.
Not that it changes the rule in any way. What? Like this doesn't make it so like the
Do you have
one.
to like shout out like the move of a character every time you throw it down, or like?
No, just one game of Uno lasts like 20 years, and you start a game and it just like it's still ongoing to this day. The first One Piece Uno game is like still ongoing to this day.
Never ends. It ends multiple arcs.
They're calling it. It's called Uno Piece.
Uno piece.
Uno Piece.
Oh my god!
It's not called. Yeah, it's not called Uno One Piece. It's just Uno.
Uno
Piece.
piece.
Oh my god.
Fucking god.
That's so big for him.
That's so big.
Maybe was it called that on the box or something? I wonder.
No, I think it's just Uno One Piece version.
Oh no.
Yeah, let me see.
That's missed
Damn it.
opportunity to call
What a
it Uno
missed
piece.
opportunity by the marketing department.
I don't know what is going on with like the way women are drawn. And now I'm on Amazon Lily. I'm on the Amazon Lily like arc now. So it's like this is the first time I've seen versatility because Oda Eider draws women like the most busted you've ever seen,
Yeah.
or just the same hot like super sexy type.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
genuinely, and I don't want to talk about too much, but yeah, one problem I've had is figuring out who is Nami. Because in the manga, there's no colors.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Some frames, it's genuinely
yeah.
like you have to double take. Like,
I think
obviously you can figure it
he
out.
gets better. I think. Well, I can't speak of the manga, but like the anime definitely starts getting a little bit better with like distinguishing the characters.
Because the anime, this is not an anime problem because you can see the colors. Of
You
the
can see the
hair.
color of the. I was gonna say,
But
you
in
see
the
the color
manga,
of the
you,
hair.
bro,
Yeah.
there's some frames you genuinely have to sit there for like 20 seconds. Oh yeah, okay.
You just gotta. You have to figure out like he puts different hairstyles.
Yeah.
but like slightly sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I say after the time skip, right? It gets a little bit better. You think?
I have not seen it.
I
yet.
know there's a
I'm
time
not there
skip
yet.
coming, but I want to
know,
hear about
I
it.
know. Yeah, I know.
I was scared you're about.
No,
to
I
say
wasn't going to
something.
go in just in case. Yeah, just
Don't
in
mention
case.
anything. I know it's going to happen. I thought, wow, I'm 500 chapters in and it still hasn't happened.
Okay,
Bro,
well,
how the
to be-
fuck are you in Japan and like don't get it spoiled all the
Yeah,
time?
Okay, no, I do, but there's so much shit. There's so much One Piece stuff. It is impossible to piece anything together.
Okay,
I go to
good.
the gym. Motherfuckers watching it all on the treadmills. I don't. I cannot escape One Piece. It's impossible.
It's awesome.
But there's so much One Piece that like you have no idea when shit is going to happen.
Yeah.
And because like it's weirdish, like the art style is so weird.
Yeah.
And certain characters have these transformations, and it means nothing until I kind of have some context.
That's one thing I love about One Piece is that they change outfits a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I think is so sick. I wish other animes
Not
did
enough
that.
anime do that.
Yes.
You know? And I wish more anime did do that because it makes them feel more like actual
Yes.
real people.
Killer
Even if-
has drip in Hunter x Hunter. He's always changing.
Oh,
outfits.
everything Takashi draws. They have drip. Like
Except for Gon.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Except Gon.
Yu Yu
Yeah.
Hakusho.
Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho had the
has
drip.
so much drip, right?
Drip.
Yeah. Also Bleach. Bleach.
Bleach, I would say, pioneered the anime.
I think so. I think
yeah.
so
And
as
JoJo
well.
is literally permanently stuck on like catwalk fashion.
Yeah.
It's
JoJo's
JoJo's beyond drip.
JoJo takes it a different level.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
you just- yeah.
Yeah, but like, especially like with One Piece, even when I started it, I got spoiled with some of One Piece because of like you'd like go on like social media and you'd see some fan art or someone had avatar. And you go walking in like Akihabara and there's a figure there.
Yeah,
there are figures there.
That's what happened to me. I bought a Zoro figure and he doesn't have an eye. I'm like, oh fuck, like I don't even know. I'm like, come on, man. Like I wanted to buy a fucking or like I mean, I'm sure you've seen like Luffy with the chest thing. Like
I've seen so many pictures of Luffy looking like Popeye, and it means nothing.
Like Popeye.
I'm just gonna have to like. The thing is like it's kind of like JoJo. It's like if I tell you like part 7, Jesus Christ is in it. It's like that gives you fucking nothing. It's so stupid and so out there that it doesn't mean much until it's actually in context. If I tell you X character dies, that's a spoiler, right? 100%. You'll agree.
Yes.
But if you see a picture of a character looking fucking weird, you pretty much only realize that you were spoiled the moment it happens in the show. And at that point, you've already
you already got to the point.
So it's like it really doesn't.
You're
matter.
just waiting for it to come at that point, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like for me, it was like Gear Second. I knew that was coming somewhere in like the One Piece future. And I was like, I don't know what Gear Second is. People online keep saying Gear Second. Do they get a car or something? I have no fucking clue. And then it happens, and it just like it didn't ruin it for me because I'm like,
it's so hype.
This is it, and this is why everyone was talking about it. Okay, now I get it.
I wish Luffy was a little less goofy though. Like that, I don't know. I guess I'm alone in that take. Everyone always yells at me about that too. I wish it was like, cause like Zoro's so fucking cool, dude. I fucking love Zoro.
He's the GOAT, man.
That's the Samurai Champloo fan in you saying that, right?
He's so
but he is sick.
He's so fucking.
No, Zoro's
sick.
my favorite.
Zoro's the kind of character that only works in anime. In like real life, if someone acted like Zoro, you'd be like, bro, what is wrong with you? Just talk.
Yeah, well, also like even down to the sleeping all the time. Like he's just like that's
he's
like
just like me fully.
No, that's like so anime, but it's such a sick character. Even though apparently what is the meme? People say he's a racist. What? You guys have never heard that?
Yes, I've seen this.
Wait,
bro, he only fights like black and brown people. He literally and also Oda said that he would be a cop in the real world, which is kind of sad. But whatever, like he's still so sick.
Yeah, I've seen compilations of
like,
I saw
every one of his enemies are black and brown. Every single one.
I gotta go back through.
I gotta go back through it.
Surprisingly, also One Piece, like definitely the most diverse anime. I will say that.
I think if you've gone that long, it'll just happen. I think.
I think naturally, Oda's just learned that like, diversity is a thing, and it's just like, okay,
I think part of the reason that
I mean, Luffy is like supposed to be Brazilian, right?
I actually don't know.
I think Luffy's his own enigma.
But Usopp definitely is. Usopp definitely is like I believe Brazilian. He's black, half black Brazilian.
They did say at one point. I can't remember because I swear I've seen this on Twitter. I don't know if that's Twitter. Just
they have like nationalities. I think, and Zoro's Japanese, and Frankie's American, like that sort of thing. And I don't know if that's like added on as like a style. It does make sense though, especially because you've seen. You finished Water 7.
Yes.
Okay, so you've seen Frankie.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Like he's an arms manufacturer. Like he literally is like.
I didn't know that. You didn't need to tell me that Frankie was American. The man gets powered by Coke. What the fuck?
He yells super. Like of course.
That's like a deliberate choice.
No,
I think.
Sure,
like he's like a weapons manufacturer / like drinks cola and is a rockabilly, which is like very Japanese to like hyper focus on rockabilly aesthetic. I love that shit. Which is why, once again, Oda is the GOAT and is like very clearly anti-racist, literally entire slavery arc. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. Okay,
every anime has a slavery arc at this point.
But like this is very specifically getting into the details of like how slavery depersonalizes the other person and dehumanizes them in order to self-justify it. And like you see that and you're like, I see what you're doing, Oda.
Boys, I think I've won. That's actually such a sick figure.
This is just the One Piece corner. I'm gonna stay here, so they don't see this corner. There's a lot of actual sick figures. No. This is actually my corner.
Sorry, I couldn't overhear you talking so loudly about how this is the One Piece corner.
This is actually my corner. You don't even know half of these characters. Who's that character, Connor? Who's that character? Who's that character?
That's Dragon Lady. Whoa, that Luffy. What the fuck happened? That's spoiler. I can't look at that.
Yeah, that's spoiler. That's spoiler, Connor. I think I have an inherent advantage because I know I'm actually caught up to the One Piece lore, so I know everything that happens up to the end of Wano. So even Joey, I think, is only up to I think Joey's only up to, what is it? Whole Cake Island? Basically. Fake One Piece fan. Alright, let me see if I can find anything else.
Gear 6 out yet? Is that like a... Or is that not?
Do you want spoilers?
No. What does it look like if I had to, theoretically?
Alright. I'm sad. I don't think there are any Gear 5 figures right now. I think that's too... I think that's too recent. The latest I can find is Gear 4. Okay, that's... I thought that was just a box full of aces, but I think that's it. What's the timer at? Oh my god, we've still got like 2 minutes. Damn. If only it was just the best One Piece figure in general. I'd like to rep the biggest Giga Chad of One Piece. Fucking Whitebeard. Oh, that's a lot of Luffy as well. Let me see that. Okay.
It's this one here.
I feel like I found a figure that I like already.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go for that crazy fuck off one.
Of course, because
I found my one.
Alright, I found my one. Shall we stop the challenge now?
Yeah, let's start the challenge.
I think I've got it. Because I think that you found the biggest Bobega Momega.
Momega.
It's going to be hard.
All right, should we
Show
each show it?
Why don't we take us around?
Okay.
All right, where's yours?
My one was over here, yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Where was it? Oh, here it is. Cell shaded Gear 4 Luffy.
Okay, well, that's a spoiler right there.
Sorry. You can't see any of this entire store is a spoiler. I was debating whether to do the Wano cell shaded Luffy, but I like the Gear 4 one better. So that's my
That's
pick.
not Luffy.
That is Luffy.
That is
Who
Luffy.
is that?
That's not even his final form.
Bro, it
Yeah.
looked like he had sex with Frankie. What happened? What the fuck?
That is Luffy taking heritage from his actual first name.
Yeah.
He's gone back to monkey.
mode, yeah.
He's gone back
Do
to
you want to
monkey.
zoom in on it and show the
Yeah.
viewers what he's chosen? Okay.
Cell shaded looks pretty sick as well.
All right.
So that's my pick.
All right. Let's.
Is your guys different?
Yeah, mine's different.
Oh, okay.
Mine's,
I'm glad we all didn't.
I
pick the
didn't
same
even
one.
come to this corner actually.
Well, actually,
These ones are cool.
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Yeah.
I have I just have this one. It's this one, but over there.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I wish we went for this loop.
So-
'Cause it looks
so normal
awesome.
cell shaded
Look at the
Luffy.
cell shading. That's sick.
The cell
I'll
shading
help
is
you
sick.
zoom in. Enhance. Look at that boy. Look at the shading on that. That's beautiful.
That's basic.
No,
Basic?
but simple. It's
Basic?
Luffy, not a monstrosity. Some Dr. Frankenstein or some crap.
All right, and Gaunt, what's your one?
So mine's over there. Mine, I saw like a massive One Piece box.
Yeah.
That just had all of like the Giga Chad figures on it. I really wanted to find a Gear 5 Luffy so I can spoil you guys.
I did see a Gear 5 Luffy actually.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Don't tell me what it is.
Of course it's that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Look
that's
at
Gear
that
4.
one.
Damn, that's Giga Chat as
That is Giga Chad as fuck. That is Gear 4
Zoom
in
in
its
on that.
finest form.
Just lucky you went here first. I would have gone for highest number price too as well had I saw it.
Hey, I'm the one who found the like massive One Piece box here. This is a true One Piece fan. Look at all of
Go on,
these figures.
spoilers everywhere.
Yeah,
There's so
Joe,
much-
Wait,
Joe.
is that not Gear 5?
Huh? No, that's Gear 4.
Oh, that's Gear 4, right?
What is this? Oh, I didn't even see that one. I could have stolen that one. Oh, this one I like too. I should have got that
Yeah,
one.
that one's cool too.
That's basically the same one you picked, Connor. What? That is the exact
But he's
same
got
one
a
you
cape.
picked.
He's got a cape.
That's the same one, except his hat's off.
And he's wearing a cape. Those are cool.
All right. Well, I think chat is choosing which figure is the best out of the ones that we had just picked.
Mods.
Mods, throw it to them. But while we're waiting,
Should we do
Joey?
another
Joey, do you know who this is?
Yeah, that's Yamato.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I've been spoiled to shit already.
I know the character names.
Like it's cool seeing a One Piece character woman that doesn't look like Nami. That's really cool.
Well, I mean, look at her face.
Yeah, well, I was more looking at it from this angle, actually. I had a different view.
I'm definitely enjoying the character design.
Yeah.
That's a great.
That angle right here.
Come here, That angle right there.
This angle.
Look at that. Yeah. Look at that.
Enhance.
Look at that detail, man.
Sheesh.
You can see the muscle on the side boob and everything.
That's a side titty and a half, bro. God damn. God damn.
Okay, so it looks like the votes are in, and it's pretty close, actually.
Okay.
It's pretty close, with 80% voting for Khan.
Alright, let's move on.
6% for Joey.
What the fuck?
Joey came
You guys have zero taste.
Joey, you just picked a worse version of mine, to be
Fuck's
honest.
sake.
Yeah, you kind of got it.
How did the basic ass Luffy figure beat the fucking Gear 4
It's
one?
clean. It's cell shaded. At least it looked interesting.
Alright,
well, I guess Khan gets that one.
The real One Piece fan.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, this Luffy one's actually kind of sick. Actually.
That's actually a sick
that's
one,
actually
I didn't see that one. All the one of him drinking a beer.
Yeah. That's probably the most unique one.
Oh, this one's cool too. There's actually so many cool Luffy.
See, this is just the. I'm so glad I discovered
this man has like impeccable wallet
Yeah.
and taste. This booth.
Impeccable wallet and taste.
Yeah, all of these figures are like $600.
Yeah.
This is like
It's pretty insane.
I've never seen a figure of that scene before. This is
Okay.
this is spoilers, so I'm not going to explain.
Yeah, don't tell me this. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on to challenge 2, shall we?
All right, so that's $100 to me, so I'm at $600.
I have one poster on my wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
It's Zoro's wanted poster.
That's like baby's first anime poster.
It's not baby's first anime poster. Nothing. What the fuck do you mean?
I think so, right? That is right. It's like
Oh, it's not.
it's like I've just watched one episode of One Piece and want to be involved.
You haven't watched any One Piece. I'm already caught up.
Good,
Shut the
good.
fuck up.
Thank God. Am I right, guys?
Thank God. Shut up. One Piece is amazing. You're just too fucking lazy to commit.
It's true. It's true. I am actually planning on reading it. I'm just having to do preparations.
Planning on reading. He's gonna read. Yeah, he'll read it in like 10 years, maybe, if you're lucky.
No.
Motherfucker, you don't even fucking read. You don't even like reading. How are you gonna say you're
I
gonna read
like
it?
reading.
No, you don't.
I
You
like
liar.
reading. Where am I in One Piece? Not that far. I need to get further. I'm still about a quarter of the way. It's hard, chat. I'm gonna try and read some on the trip, but it's tough because I'm filming everything while I'm doing it. I like it so far. It's still a bit slow. I'm getting there. I'm still in the Alabasta arc, but I'm not going to talk about it much. But also, yeah, I'm still reading One Piece. It's taking a while. It's taking a while. There's a lot of One Piece, and it is not fast. Man, it's so slow in the start, man. Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. It's just 1,000 and so. It's just 1,000. It's just 1,000 chapters. Ah! 1,000 chapters. 1,000. Just 1,000 chapters. All right. Only like 10 times the average manga. Exactly. And I'm having to film everything. So like I don't read it unless I'm filming. So that makes it way harder to like casually whip it out and make some progress. I don't often casually whip it out anyway, Chad, as you know. But yeah, I'm only reading it when I film, so like I can't really read on trains or anything like that. Why? Because I'm just making a video about it. I wouldn't read One Piece for fun. Chat. No one reads One Piece for fun, all right? I'm just doing it just to prove that out of the three of us, you know, me, Grant, and Joey, that I will actually watch the things that I say I'll watch. I won't just put it on the back burner forever. And even if it's stupidly long and shit. It's not shit, it's good. I mean, it's just slow. It's really slow in the start. I don't know if you guys have reread One Piece, but goddamn, is it slow in the start. And long. Boo this man. Yeah, I don't know. Reading One Piece content. I mean, it is good though. It's like the first like 100 chapters. And this is the only thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to get over it. It's just very slow. Just very, very slow.
That's it. And I know it's going to get better. But, you know, right now it's like, all right, just get into it. We read in full. We do read in full. So which arcs do I skip, chat? Just one. That's how you piss off anyone who likes any show ever. So which part isn't important? Which part can I just gloss over? So you guys are all not reading the text, right? We're just looking at the pictures, right? We're all doing that, right? Could you imagine? Your friend gets to like One Piece and he's like, "Yeah, man, I just looked at the pictures. I wasn't reading the text or anything." And you're like, "What?" One Piece update. I have made significant progress. That's all I'm gonna say. I've made a good chunk of progress. I've made a lot of progress. I'm getting there. Don't worry. I think we'll definitely finish it this year. I think I can maybe definitely finish it within 6 to 8 months, I think. Just based on what I've been doing. Some weeks I get like hella progress. Some weeks I get no progress. It really depends. So we'll see. Like 2 weeks ago I read like 10 volumes. And then before that I had read like 0 for like 3 weeks. So it takes a while. It takes a while. It really does depend on how long stretches I don't read it for. But I'm really enjoying it. That's all I'll say. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to say anything. Oh man, the video's becoming so long that it's kind of intimidating me. But we had to. I don't know how. I normally archive all my footage really well, but I guess when I was changing PCs, I somehow lost my initial reactions to reading volumes 1 through 17 of One Piece. I'm just trying to make sure that because you only get to make this video one time, right? And I only get to have authentic reactions to One Piece one time. So I want to make sure that when I do it, it's done well, but it's also just very hard because I'm trying to balance a bunch of stuff. But I also just think it's just it's a nice like dick slam on the table to just upload like a 5-hour, 6-hour gigguk video that people can just binge in one go. And I think it does better. I think if you upload parts, it does the second part always suffers. So by that logic, right? Let's say I'm dedicating 9 hours a day of One Piece reading. Let's say that's 9 hours. 9 hours of One Piece. I can read. Let's just say 12 volumes. I would probably just in a week I would catch up. Well, so somebody put into perspective, like if you were to read all of One Piece, you could read like 15 other manga series.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like fucked.
It's insane.
It's you could like have your life back. I was honestly saving it for like if I go to prison sometime. It's like 10 years. I'll at least have that.
Still, and this is so weird to say, I'm only on volume 20. If I was on volume 20 of anything else, I'd have finished it by now. It would have been done. I swear to God, nobody spoil anything from me. I'll kill you.
Yo! Don't give it up, Lupe. Don't give it up, Solo. Don't give it up, Nami. Don't give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. No! Here's how the story goes. We find out about a treasure in the Grand Line. There's no doubt. The pirate whose eye is on it, he'll sing. I'll be king of the pirates. I'm gonna be king. His name is Luffy. That's Monkey D. Luffy. King of the pirates. He's made of rubber. How did that happen? Yo ho ho, he took a bite of gum gum. His name's Zolo, he's just like a samurai and a Lady. Nami's not shy. The pirate crew coming through, doing their thing with the king of the pirates. He's gonna be king.